Softball Regionals presented by Capital One. And welcome to a gorgeous road stadium in Tuscaloosa where the #1 overall seed Crimson Tide are set to play host to South Carolina Upstate, the champions for the 3rd year in a row of the Big South. An excellent regional we have on tap for you here in Tuscaloosa. Alabama and USC Upstate in Game 1. We'll have Belmont and Southeastern Louisiana coming up as the afternoon rolls on. Alongside Monica Abbott, Nate Gatter, our entire crew with you from the Rhodes House. So glad to have you with us. In a season that has been defined by record-breaking offense, this regional is all about great pitching.
And how exciting is that? Pitching is so incredible, and we have so many pitchers that are leading in NCAA categories across the board right in this Tuscaloosa regional.
3 of the top 5 pitching teams in America by ERA are right here this weekend in T-Town. One of them is Alabama, but you don't get to be the #1 overall seed by only doing one thing well. The Crimson Tide are as well-rounded as they come, and Monica, that includes a great offense.
Yeah, Alabama's offense is so dynamic. They're very athletic, they're fast, they steal bases, they have power, and they have 8 of 9 hitters hitting above 300, including their top 2 hitting above 400 in Brooke Wells and Alexis Papillo.
Alabama also an excellent defensive team. Told you about the pitching, a 1.6 earned run average, second in the country. Team OPS over 1,000 and the 12th best fielding percentage in Division I. Meanwhile, for the Spartans, Monica, they are familiar not only with regionals, but with regionals here in Tuscaloosa.
Yeah, they've been here multiple times, but the thing that you need to know about USC Upstate is that they know how to win. They're accustomed to winning. They're three-peat champions, and not every athlete can say that, and they have three-peated in both the Big South Conference and in the Big South Tournament.
Enough talking about it. Let's play some softball. Starting lineups. First pitch coming up after this. NCAA Regionals on the SEC Network.
The NCAA Softball Regionals are presented by Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Back at the Rhodes House in Tuscaloosa, just about go time. Let's take a look at the USC Upstate starting lineup brought to you by Capital One. Big South Player of the Year, Talia Thomas in that #1 spot.
Yeah, Talia Thomas is definitely one of the hitters that you need to look out for in this Upstate lineup. She does it all, batting .418, but you know what's really impressive for her? She's 29 for 29 on stolen bases. So not only is she getting on base with her bat, she has the speed to move station to station.
In the circle, Alabama turns to one of 2 outstanding freshmen on this staff, Caitlin Palazzi, who hasn't gotten a lot of work these last couple of weeks.
Yeah, Caitlin Palazzi started off this year for Alabama a lot in the circle, but since the season has started, she has given way to Vic Moten and Jocelyn Brisky. So this is a good opportunity for the freshmen to restart the offense, or excuse me, the defense for Alabama.
Just 10 starts in the regular season for Palazzi. She's pitched just once since April 27th. That was an inning and 2/3 of scoreless relief against Texas last Saturday. Palazzi to Thomas. Popped up foul and out of play, and we are underway in this Tuscaloosa Regional. 12:05 local time, our first pitch. 76 degrees and bright sunshine.
Yeah, I like this. First pitch swinging, first pitch strike from both sides. This is going to be a competitive game.
Thomas to short, handled by Hawkins for the first out. What are you looking for from Caitlin Palazzi?
Well, Caitlin Palazzi, she has a 1.58 ERA, but she throws just under 70 miles per hour. Her go-to is that rise ball, but she can move the ball up and down with a drop ball and a changeup. She's only had 2 earned runs allowed in her last 5 appearances, and she has a 3-to-1 strikeout to walk ratio. So she's going to go after you, which is very important for pitchers, especially freshmen. Get ahead early, go after strikes, and put the hitters on their heels in a defensive position.
That's the first pitch that's missed out of her opening 5. Sophia Kardatsky, the sophomore from Jacksonville. Second year in a row, and in as many years as a college softball player, she's been first team All Big South. And she did it playing just 28 games this year. She missed the first half of the season recovering from a broken kneecap. Over the screen, out of play.
This Upstate team has 8 hitters in their lineup that are hitting above 300. So you can see, even from the first hitter to now their second hitter and Sophia Kardatsky, they are going to go up there and take their hacks. They're not going to be cheated on their swings.
Taylor retires Kardatsky. Pair ground out to the left side. Palazzi settling in nicely.
First baseman, number 27, Carson Shaw.
Carson Shaw.
So Palazzi doing a great job facing 3 hitters, 3 first pitch strikes, attacking the zone.
Popped up on the right side. Brooke Wells to retire the Spartans 1-2-3. A smooth first inning for Palazzi. Tide coming up after this. Upstate retired 1-2-3 in the top of the first. The top overall seed Alabama comes to the plate in the bottom of the first against Maddie Dreyerup, the senior from Fort Mill, South Carolina. Honorable mention All Big South this year.
Yeah, Maddie DeRupp has been excellent for Upstate all year long. She is a senior, and what's really interesting about her, she has 25 complete games on the season, including 7 shutouts. She is the ace and carries the majority of the work for Upstate.
Let's take a look at the Alabama starting lineup, brought to you by Capital One. Brooke Wells, the transfer from Houston, 22 home runs this year. Patrick Murphy said even he did not see Brooke Wells coming this year. He thought she'd be good, obviously. He wasn't ready for 22 home runs.
Yeah, 22 home runs and a 404 batting average. Brooke Wells has been absolutely phenomenal this season, and phenomenal with runners in scoring position and coming up clutch time after time for the Crimson Tide.
First pitch swinging, Young out to left, but playable for Amy Johnson for the out. This is not an Alabama program that relies especially heavily on the transfer portal, but the top 2 hitters in this lineup, Young and Wells, both transfers this year.
Yeah, Alabama traditionally has a history of maintaining athletes for 4+ years. They create a good culture, a strong fan base. Coach Murphy mentioned that he tries to create a place where athletes want to be and want to compete for championships.
Wells didn't know about that strike call, but it's 1-1. Robert Guest is our home plate umpire, joined by Brett Higgins at first, Russell Young at second, Chelsea Clark at third. 4 umpires on the crew now in the postseason. Wells down the right field line with some power. Long run. Kardatsky can't get there, but it's fouled. She was playing Wells to pull and had a long way to go.
So you can see here, right fielder Sophia Kardatsky is way over in right center field. Leaving a huge gap down the line for Brooke Wells if she can inside out the ball on an outside pitch.
2-2. Probably easy to coach outfielders here in Tuscaloosa, because you can just say, if you want a kid to move left or right, hey, go stand by Montana Fouts. You know, how about Caleb Rowe? Go stand there.
Yeah. So many stars on the Alabama outfield wall.
Wells waves and misses. First strikeout for Drerup, and 2 retired.
So Maddie Drerup, what a great pitch on the outside corner with the curveball, perfectly placed on the river. Great breaking point, able to get the strong Brooke Wells that was looking to go opposite field.
And Wells does not strike out a lot, especially given her power. That's just strikeout number 24 on the year for her against those 22 homers. Alexis Papillo now.
Nice change of speed here from Maddie Drerup after the big strikeout. Coming back with that changeup is a great pitch combination from hitter to hitter, knowing that both Alexis Papillo and Brooke Wells are some of the top hitters in the Bama lineup.
Mentioned those top 2 hitters for the Tide, Young and Wells, both transfers this year. Papillo a transfer as well, though it's her 2nd year in Tuscaloosa. Left side of the infield, Polk the shortstop, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Drerup, matching the 1-2-3 inning for Palazzi in the top half. The Spartans have a very, very good offense, Monica Abbott, as evidenced by leading the Big South in all of those categories.
Yeah, so many categories that they lead on. The one that sticks out to me is the doubles. They have 98, ranked first in the Big South, tied for 15th in Division I. They aren't a team that's necessarily going to hit a ton of home runs, but they do like to trade places when they hit doubles, and they've been doing it all season long. Coach Hawkins, I asked him this week, and I said, hey, like, why is your offense so good? How are you not only having so many hitters in your lineup hitting 300, but maintaining that batting average throughout the season? And he said this year alone, we doubled our practice time on offense, making sure 60% of our practice time was on hitting.
But they're going to have their work cut out for them against Caitlin Palazzi this afternoon in this Alabama pitching staff. Second best in the country by earned run average at 1.6. Their team ERA. And Palazzi went 1-2-3 against the top trio in this Upstate lineup. Gets ahead of Ella Christopher, 0-1.
Yeah, this Upstate team is going up there swinging. They're almost what I would call a free swinger. They're swinging at a lot of first pitches. They're going up there taking their hacks. We know that they are strong in the offensive category. They said all week they've been preparing for that 68 to 70 plus miles per hour, knowing that from the Big South Conference to facing pitchers that are from the SEC, the speed of these pitchers in this regional alone is going to be a challenge.
One ball, two strikes on Christopher. Began her career with 3 seasons at Big South rival Gardner-Webb. She goes down on Palazzi's first strikeout.
Yeah, nice pitch by Palazzi. It's one of the first drop balls she's thrown this game so far, and it's a big time one for the strikeout.
All of those numbers, top 5 in Division I. Alabama, the kind of pitching staff that Upstate has not seen this year. Despite playing 5 power conference opponents, this is a different sort of deal.
Yeah, and Palazzi is just one of many pitchers on the Bama pitching staff that has been so good this year. Jocelyn Brisky, it's hard not to think of her when you think of the Alabama pitching staff, the SEC Pitcher of the Year. Absolutely turned her game around this year. And then, of course, Vic Moten, the other freshman that has done really well.
Alyssa Davenport pops up for the second out. You can understand why it seems Patrick Murphy's preference would be to save Brisky and potentially Vic Moten as well for tomorrow, where Alabama, of course, hopes to be in the winner's bracket game that will start us at 2 Eastern.
Yeah, there's definitely strategy in pitching rotation, but I think when it comes to late in the game, all pitchers will be hands on deck if the Alabama offense has not scored by, I would say probably by the 4th, we'll see action in the bullpen if the score upholds 0-0.
Mackenzie Bernal, the batter.
Trying to go with a little off-speed look there. Palazzi hasn't been able to really get her changeup yet so far that I've seen for a strike, but she continues to throw it, which I like, because even though it may bounce, even though it might not be in the zone or competitive, it sets up pitches like that on the low inside corner.
Two and two. Bernal in her first season at Upstate, second team JUCO All-American last year at Odessa College in her native Odessa, Texas. She's out of Permian High School, famously featured in the original Friday Night Lights. Two and two again.
It's a nice pitch there on the inside corner with a screwball. Kind of tails in, but a really good pitch in an even count.
Down and in, and Bernal works a walk. She's the first base runner for either team. Had to battle out of a 2-strike count. And Palazzi does not walk many batters. That's just number 20 this year in 68 and a third innings. Lainey Jennings, the redshirt freshman catcher. Spent last season at Marshall, which also made the tournament field as an at-large this year. Into shallow left. Vandegrift to retire the side. Upstate gets the game's first runner, but leaves her at first base. Alabama coming back to the plate. Despite Alabama's consistent excellence under Patrick Murphy, the Tide were picked 9th in the preseason poll in the Southeastern Conference this year. They promptly began the season 25-0 before a mid-March loss to Arkansas. They won 7 of their 8 SEC series. Only Tennessee beat the Tide, and they rattled off 19 SEC wins, the high water mark for the Tide in more than a decade. I'd say that will shut up a few naysayers from before the season.
Yeah, absolutely. And they've done such a good job with their body of work. And Coach Murphy mentioned, I said, did you think you're going to be number 1 or how good you guys were going to be in SEC play? And he said at one point during the fall, he went home from after an inter-squad scrimmage, and he went home and was like, man, that was a really good practice. We might actually have something here.
And he's seen enough to know. Head coach of the Tide since 1999. He's taken them to a regional every single year. Freshman Anna Roman leads off the second. Maddie Dreyerup worked through the Tide 1-2-3 in the first inning. She'll deal with Roman, Giles, and Vandegrift now in the second. Roman to left center. Thomas on the move for the catch. First hard hit ball for either team, but Talia Thomas, the Big South Player of the Year, on it.
Well, look at this hard hit by Anna Roman, but Talia Thompson out there in center field making a long run straight across with some great route efficiency to make that catch on the line drive.
Giles showed bunt, takes a strike. How about the popsicle bat? for Marley Giles. I can't get enough of it.
Yeah, it's so good. There's so much good swag and equipment and design out there in softball equipment these days. You can really show your personality and style.
Does it make you wish you were a hitter so you could have a cool bat?
Yes. I want a hot pink bat. I want a firecracker popsicle bat to hold. Like, that looks cool.
Giles down 0-2. Well hit, right center. Kardatsky back, it's gone. Alabama's first postseason hit is a Marley Giles homer.
Well, it took 5 hitters for Alabama's offense to break through, but Marley Giles takes this curveball opposite field, and this is what the Tide does best. They go oppo really, really well, and Marley Giles got all of that.
Vandegrift bunts foul. Giles in the midst of the best offensive season of her 4 years at Alabama, second team All-SEC. Home run number 6. And Audrey Vandegrift back up the middle with a base hit. That's 3 hard hit balls and a couple of hits for Alabama in this inning.
Well, Audrey Vandegrift taking this pitch again on the outside corner, sending it back up the middle, not taking a big swing here, kind of short to the ball, just trying to get on base and pass the bat. Nate, you made a really good point. There's been 3 really hard hit balls. You have the liner to center, the home run, and then the hit back up the middle off of DeRoot. I think what we need to see now is start to see a little bit more of the change of speed rather than the curve and screwball from DeRoot.
Vandegrift on the move. The throw is there, but not in time. 14th steal this year for Vandegrift. Remember, she swiped 50 last year, the best ever for an Alabama freshman. Quieter in the base paths this season, but has one in the second inning today. Softly to third, scooped up nicely by Davenport. Vandegrift moves up on the throw. 2 retired now, but Vandegrift 60 feet away from adding on to this Alabama second. You can see what makes a great base stealer on that play too, can't you? Not just the speed, of course she's got a lot of that, but a strategic slide, getting the toe into that outside part of the bag.
Yeah, the strategic slide is definitely a good point to look at. That's great softball IQ, Nate.
I've been doing my homework. I've had a month and a half with the GOAT to take notes.
Yeah, you could, on Audrey Vandegrift slide into second base on that replay, if you remember looking at it, you could see that her toe went down. Her leg did not go over the base, allowing the shortstop to be able to tag. So she went directly in, almost in a pop-up slide, so to speak, but she did not pop up, of course. So that allows quicker time to the base.
One ball, one strike on Hawkins with Vandegrift at third. And Hawkins is hit by the pitch. 9th time she's been plunked this year, and she comes in on an 8-game hitless streak, so she'll take any way on base. And it gets the bat pass down to the number 9 hitter, Kristen White. Alabama has been a regional host all 21 tournaments since the current format was adopted in 2005. 20 of those hosting have come and gone, and 19 have led to a super regional. 17 out of the 20, they've been undefeated, and a big part of it is this great crowd that comes out to the Rhodes House.
Yeah, this is a great atmosphere to play softball in it if you're the home team. If you're the Alabama Crimson Tide, it can be a challenge if you are the away team. But you got to embrace the noise and be able to find a way to shut it out and manage those nerves.
2 on, 2 out for White. First pitch out, and Alabama was trying to draw some kind of throw down to second. Upstate evidently disinterested. You wonder why you'd pitch out with no intention of potentially throwing the ball down. Maybe just trying to catch Vandegrift wandering off at third. So 2 in scoring position now for Kristen White. Only once has Alabama hosted a regional and not qualified through to supers. That was 2022 when the Tide were the number 6 national seed.
You can see the shift here against Kristen White. Sometimes it's hard to shift with the runners in scoring position. Upstate has to remember they do have 2 outs. So the most important out that they can make right now is the out at first base. But you can see this big gap here. And also for the slapper, we have shortstop pulled over.
One, two, three, first inning for Drerup. A lot more trouble in this second inning.
Yeah, there's speed all around here. Speed at third, speed at second, and speed at the plate.
Softly back toward the circle. Drerup coming home on the tag. Can't get there. Vandegrift is safe. It's a 15-foot RBI single for Kristen White.
Wow, what an effort by Maddie Drerup here on the high flip, going for the diving tag. Audrey Vandegrift in there, beating her in the foot race.
Vandegrift showing how speed can kill. Narrowly getting into second on the steal, moving up on the ground ball, and scoring on the tapper in front of the plate. Now the top of the order, Jenna Young. White on the move. Second and third again for the Tide.
So I like this from Coach Murphy and the Alabama offense. They're being very aggressive on the base pass, trying to continue to move runners, put the pressure with people on second and third base on the defense. Using the speed that they have and also trying to push more and more runs across.
Softly again toward the circle. This time, Kristen White is in some trouble way off of second. Throw behind her, not in time. Drerup was late to recognize that Hawkins stayed at third. White ran almost all the way to the third base bag, but Upstate couldn't react in time to get her.
So a lot to unfold here. Almost the exact same miss hit in front of home plate. It's the swinging bunt. Maddie Drerup, the pitcher, is just so good athletically, but she has nowhere to go. She wants to protect the home plate, but it's Kristen White that is off at second base, able to slide in safely.
And now it's Brooke Wells. Wells has 22 home runs this year. She is 5 out of 9 with the bases loaded.
It's almost the exact same pitch that Brooke Wells struck out on in the first. She struck out on a curveball on the outside corner that was perfectly placed in the river.
Up the middle, a base hit. Hawkins scores. White waved around. A 2-run single for Wells. Throw to third, not in time. Young is in safely. A 4-run second inning for Alabama.
So Brooke Wells shortens up and takes this curveball, learning from her last at bat, back up the middle. with the speed of Alabama's offense, 2 runs able to score. And again, they repeat runners at second and third with Papillo up to bat. This is where the rhythm of the Alabama offense starts to take over. They just start to get rolling and going and going.
The scoring got started with a Giles homer. The last 3 runs all with 2 outs. Papillo down the left field line. Johnson started in and can't get there. 2 more tied runs come home on a double for Papillo.
So Alexis Papillo taking this outside pitch from Alabama, doing such a good job elevating and going opposite field. She has enough power, and the ball starts to tail on left fielder Amy Johnson. She tries to make the over-the-shoulder leaping grab. Alabama picks up 2 more runs, now 6-0.
Anna Roman. Left field, another chance for Johnson. This time she snares it. But the Tide put a half dozen on the board, all but one of them with 2 outs. We head to the third, and this game is blown wide open. Marley Giles started it, an opposite field blast. And Alabama followed with 5 more. 6-0 Tide.
Kid in the classroom sitting on her hand. I'm a wayward Baptist trying not to.
It was a quiet first inning and a half here in Tuscaloosa. Just 1 base runner, no base hits between the 2 teams. That changed in a big way with 6 runs for Bama in the second. And the Crimson Tide with 1 foot already headed toward that 1-0 game tomorrow afternoon, 2 o'clock Eastern. And they'll face, the winner of this game will face the winner of Belmont and Southeastern Louisiana. Coming up, first pitch scheduled for 3:30 Eastern today over on ESPN+. Mentioned that this is a regional defined by pitching. Part of that is Alabama, but Belmont and Southeastern Louisiana, a big part of it as well. The number 5 and 4 team ERAs respectively in the country. And of course, Belmont features maybe the nation's biggest star in the circle in Maya Johnson.
Yeah, very pitching dominant regional, which is so fun because I love pitching. And a lot of really good talented pitchers in their conference, a lot of pitchers of the year. Palazzi from Bama is one of 3 very strong pitchers for the Bama pitching staff. Jocelyn Brisky is their ace, was SEC Pitcher of the Year this year. Vic Moten is the freshman.
Diving play at third by Taylor. Can't make the play from her knees. And it's an infield single, the first Upstate hit today for Abby Polk.
So really good response here by Abby Polk and Upstate, getting their first hit of the game after giving up a 6th spot in the bottom of the second.
The number 9 hitter now, Amy Johnson, the senior left fielder. Bunted toward the circle, taken by the third baseman Taylor, who gets the out. It'll go 5-4 in the scorebook with Young over to cover the bag. Successful sacrifice sends Polk into scoring position, but Monica, you have to wonder about a sacrifice down by 6 runs in the 3rd inning. 1 run at a time is probably not going to do it for Upstate.
Yeah, absolutely. But at the same time, sometimes getting the first run is the hardest thing to do. I mean, we saw it with Alabama last inning. No one had a hit, and then they gave up. There was a big home run, right? Marley Giles hit a huge home run, and then the floodgates open. So sometimes getting the first run is the hardest thing to do, and then the offense will start to get rolling. We'll see if that happens for Upstate here.
Top of the order, Talia Thomas in a 0-2 hole.
Other thing to note on the sacrifice bunt, Amy Johnson's their 9-hole. Talia Thomas is the best hitter in the lineup. It turns the lineup over, so they have their 2 best hitters coming up in the 1 and 2 spot with a chance to score her. You would hate for Thomas to hit a double and Abby Polk only get to third base.
Polk in scoring position. Thomas to the left side, off the glove of a diving Taylor. Play at third. Polk is safe. There was potential obstruction called there as well by the third base umpire Chelsea Clark. It's all for naught. Runners on the corners.
Wow, hard hit by Talia Thomas, but let's check out this base running by Abby Polk here. A nice dive by Ambry Taylor at third base. Got a little up. Got a lot of traffic here, not a lot of space. But Polk was able to dive in successfully.
So now 2 on for the most powerful hitter in the Upstate lineup, Sophia Kardatsky. Her OPS this year well over 1,100, would be tops on the team if she had enough at-bats to qualify. Off her hands, taken at second by Young, 2 gone. Now a monster at bat looming for Carson Shaw. But Lance McMahon will visit the circle before that happens, the Alabama pitching coach. Don't miss a minute of the action from the NCAA softball regionals. We'll take you to the best live action on the 7 Innings Live show on the ESPN app. You can see every game and every big moment on the road to the Women's College World Series only on the ESPN networks. That's as easy as it gets, Monica. You can just put 7 Innings Live on. You don't have to touch the remote. You don't have to touch the mouse the rest of the day. You can just keep it right there, and they'll do all the channel changing for you.
Yeah, you'll get to watch multiple games. You'll get all the storylines. It's a great place to watch the games. So 2 outs, first and third here for Carson Shaw.
Upstate putting something onto the base pass. Bama chasing Thomas back. Brooke Wells closing in on her and got the tag before Polk could come home. No run scores on the timing play. Alabama makes it count. 2 to 6 to 3 in the scorebook. That's why you work those rundown plays all offseason long. Hawkins with a pump to the plate. Wells chases down Thomas. Still nothing on the board for the Spartans.
nothing like the Women's College World Series.
I can't sit still.
The Women's College World Series returns to Oklahoma City. The action begins Thursday, May 28th at 12 Eastern, live on ESPN. For more information on the 2026 Women's College World Series, visit ncaa.com, the home for all NCAA championships. There really is nothing like the Women's College World Series.
Yeah, it's such a great environment, and the road to the Women's College World Series, it just keeps getting better game after game after game. So fun to watch and be a part of, to cheer on these amazing collegiate athletes.
Alabama scored 6 runs, batted around in the second inning. Marley Giles leads off with ball 1 in his third inning after she opened the scoring with a solo homer out to right center.
Yeah, she broke open the scoring for the Bama offense, woke them up, got them started.
To third, handled by Davenport. Taken well on the low throw by Shaw. 1 gone. How about that? 6 runs, most in an inning in a regional opener since '09. And normally you'd say, well, how many regional openers have they really played in that time? They've played as many as there are years. They're in it every year. They're in it in this ballpark every year. Audrey Vandegrift with a bunt foul.
Yeah, Alabama is a program that is very rich in tradition, that has had a lot of success, a lot of big name athletes, your Montana Fouts, your Kelly Kretschmans, your Jackie Trainas, people that have been huge athletes.
To left field, well hit. Johnson to the wall, it's gone. Audrey Vandegrift goes yard. A touchdown in the second inning, the extra point in the third. 7-0 tie.
Audrey Vandegrift with a great piece of hitting, a little bit of a pre-step. She gets fully extended and is on time. She's great at hitting opposite field, and she has that power to go that way. At times she struggled during SEC play, but that doesn't matter anymore because we're in postseason and everyone's batting average starts over. Audrey Vandegrift showing up big time with her speed last inning and with her power this inning.
Ambry Taylor now takes a strike. You mentioned it, second team All-American last year, Vandegrift. In some ways this year, it's undeniable. Statistically, there has been a bit of a sophomore slump, but she's really come to life recently. 4 out of 10 in the SEC tournament with a homer. She started 2 for 2 here in this regional with her 8th home run of the season.
Some athletes, they struggle during regular season, and it's one of the greatest things about postseason play is that who are the athletes that are going to show up when the lights are the brightest, and you never know who it's going to be, and they rise to the occasion. And I think Audrey Vandegrift might just be one of those athletes for Alabama.
1-2 on Taylor. The other thing to remember is slump is being used as a relative term.
Yes,
she still
definitely
had what would be a very, very good year for most players. She set the bar incredibly high as a freshman.
Yeah, and you're going to your second season, people start to make adjustments, and then you have to constantly adjust to them. So as you learn the game, and athletes and opponents not only learn you have to adjust to what they learn. And so it's that constant growth mindset that you have to have as a hitter, as a pitcher, and as a softball player.
Still 1-2 on Taylor. What do you remember as your biggest adjustment you had to make from freshman to sophomore?
One of the things that I was a left-handed pitcher, or I'm left-handed, and I used to throw my curveball inside to right-handed hitters a lot. In my sophomore year, I started to struggle with the control of my curveball, where I would start to hit batters, especially righties, and I had to learn how to throw inside, low and in, with something else, and it ended up being my rise ball and occasionally a fastball my sophomore year. But my curveball sometimes it would break too much. I couldn't control the ending break, and it would hit batters. Sorry, people, if you got hit. Sorry if you're listening. But that was probably the biggest adjustment for me.
Golfed into right field. Kardatsky has room. 2 down in the Alabama third. Maybe a few folks pointing at their TVs, tossing a remote across the room, saying, hey, I was one of those victims.
Hey, I still have a bruise. No, no, you don't. It's a long time ago.
Look at that score in the top right over on ESPNU. Stetson with an 8-3 lead in the 6th inning over the number 9 overall seed, Florida State. There are always some regional hosts who run into some trouble. And losing the first game is very, very difficult to overcome. And that's only become more true in recent years. In fact, nobody lost the first game last year and made it to Supers. Only one team the last 3 years combined has lost their regional opener and still qualified, and that was Missouri in 2024 with one Monica Abbott there in Columbia on the call.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, the first game is so important, and when I saw the lineup from Alabama, the number 1 overall seed, I saw that they were starting what I would call their number 3 pitcher in Palazzi, but my immediate thought is this is how much Coach Murphy and the Alabama coaching staff trust their offense. Now, Palazzi is still a very good pitcher in her own right, but just Jocelyn Brisky and Vic Moten are their obvious number 1 and 2 pitchers.
Alabama retired in the third, but not before adding a 7th run on a second homer. Look out. Audrey Vandergriff is heating up at the right time. Might just be a big May for the sophomore. Welcome back to the NCAA Softball Regionals presented by Capital One. 7-0 Alabama as we move to the 4th inning in Tuscaloosa, and joined now by head coach Chris Hawkins of the Spartans. Coach, you got a couple of runners on base in that top of the 3rd inning. What do you want to see offensively?
Well, you know, we got to keep hitting the ball. I think we got to establish the top half of the ball a little bit more. We're making too many easy outs for them. So I think we got to make that adjustment. But we're not here to try to win 1 run. We try to get a lot. So we kind of got messed up a little bit in that first 3rd play, but it's all good.
Yeah, those sort of things happen, but not to be underestimated. Coach, you guys have won 3-time conference champions, 3-time conference tournament champions in the Big South. What does softball mean to the Upstate University?
Well, I tell you, our city and town and state is really, really growing. So it's getting more and more softball interested. I mean, we have a lot of people come to our games every time, and you know, not at this atmosphere, but for ours, it's very good. And I think the softball is really developing and really enjoying this sport.
Coach, we appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And you can certainly understand, what this stage does, especially for a program like Upstate. The entire sport benefits from this stage and the way that we've made this softball tournament just better and better every single year, but especially some of the mid-major schools that are growing their brand and hopefully attracting more and more fans in Spartanburg.
And being a sense of pride within their university. USC Upstate, they don't have a football program, so now what is their best program at their school? I think softball might be one of them, and they've continually won and have a very strong tradition at that university. So just because you're not in this big SEC environment that Alabama has done so well creating this fan base, there are incredible fan bases at the mid-major level too, and Upstate has definitely done a great job of that.
Spartanburg, South Carolina, home of the Spartans in the northern part of the state, just northeast of Greenville. 3, 4, and 5 for him here in the 4th inning. Carson Shaw down to the count, a ball, then 2 strikes. She'll be followed by Christopher and Davenport. Shaw popped up to the first baseman Wells her first time today. She was excellent in the Big South tournament. 5 out of 9 with a couple of homers and 5 RBIs. Both the home runs and all 5 batted in came in the first game of the championship series against Winthrop.
So Coach Hawkins talked about needing the Upstate hitters to get their hands up and dominate on the top of the zone so they're not rolling over. You can see even on that swing, that foul ball right now, her hands are still a little bit below the ball. Carson Shaw is, according to Coach Hawkins, wants these hands to be raised, so if the ball is here, her hands and her bat is going to make better contact. Palazzi throws a lot of rise balls. That is her go-to pitch. Now, she does have a decent drop ball, but the Upstate hitters need to bank on hitting the rise ball and getting their hands up.
Giles thought that was strike 3. Instead, the count is full on Shaw, who will see an 8th pitch in this at-bat.
So Shaw's having a really good at-bat here.
Inside, second, Palazzi walk. And the leadoff batter aboard for Upstate.
So really good pitch here by Caitlin Palazzi on the inside corner. A screwball that looks to me like it crosses the plate on the yellow or inside corner and continues to the back corner of the batter's box through the river. A great screwball on the inside corner, but called a ball in this situation.
Emily Stern, the junior, is on to pinch run for Shaw over at first. Cleanup hitter Ella Christopher now. Another Spartan who had a good Big South tournament. She was 2 for 3 with a home run against Winthrop in the decisive game of the Big South Championship last Saturday. Chopped over third, past a leaping Taylor and down the line. The pinch runner Stern holds it second. 2 aboard for Upstate with nobody out. And Monica, they found a bit of footing offensively these last couple innings.
Yes, so this is where we're talking about getting on top of the ball. Even on this drop ball, she thinks she's mishits it because the ground is so hard. It gives her a nice hop over the third baseman's head and getting a hit. 2 on for Upstate.
Strike 1 on Alyssa Davenport.
So we saw Davenport just show bunt.
Pulls back to swing. Palazzi has nowhere to go on the bases. Wells gets back to cover first. That was well executed by Upstate. It had Alabama on the move defensively, and when Palazzi looked up, first to third, then to second, nobody was there to throw to.
Yeah, Palazzi did a great job just staying calm a little bit. It seems like the offense got a little bit turned around. You see she went to second first, which is where you immediately would want to go as a pitcher to try to get the double play. She's able to reset her feet, make the throw to first.
Mackenzie Bernal now. Giles did well to get that strike for her pitcher, 0-2.
Yes, I thought so too. Giles has been working hard back there, bringing the balls back in and trying to frame up some pitches.
Strike 3 call. Back to back, nicely framed by Giles, and Bernal goes down looking on the second K for Palazzi.
Well, Marley Giles is just doing an excellent job behind the plate. There's not a lot of movement, not a lot of frame. The pitch was right there, but a nice hold on the pitch, recognizing that that should be called strike 3. You know, catchers have to decide as the ball is coming in how much movement or framing they want to do on a pitch.
One ball, one strike on Lady Jennings, who had a fly to Vandegrift in left her first time. Spartans threatening for the second straight inning. Alabama trying to close the door, just as they did in the third. Palazzi's 2-2 pitch. Jennings into center. White is there, and the Spartans ran 2 more in scoring position. Home fourth coming up, 7-0 tie. Seven 0 top-seeded Alabama leads USC Upstate as we head to the bottom of the fourth, and we're joined by the head coach of the Tide, Patrick Murphy. Coach, 5 of your 7 runs came with 2 outs in that second inning. What did you like about that approach?
I loved everything about it, and welcome to both of you to the Rhodes House. It's great to have you both here. But I think the thing all week was, you know, our theme was gritty, not pretty. And to battle your butts off in the box, do not give in, do not strike out. Put the ball in play however you need to, however you have to. Just put the ball in play and make somebody make a play.
Well, they're absolutely doing that, and they're playing some great defense. I mean, you have a very deep pitching staff. Caitlin Palazzi out there right now, 13 of 16 first pitch strikes. Talk us through the decision on starting Palazzi.
Well, you know what? The other day when we were at the SEC tournament in Lexington, she pitched against Texas, and I thought she did very, very well. You know, it was a big-time atmosphere for her. I didn't think it got too big for her. She settled in nicely, and, you know, she's undefeated on the year, and I thought she could do it today.
Yeah, she absolutely is doing it, Coach. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks for being here, you guys.
Patrick Murphy in the Tide with a 7-0 lead to the home fourth inning. There's Jocelyn Brisky, who we would expect to likely see as the starter tomorrow if Alabama does indeed move on to win and play in the 1-0 game that will get us started at 2 Eastern here in Tuscaloosa tomorrow.
Leading off the bottom of the board for Alabama, center fielder number 3, Kristen White.
Yeah, I liked what Coach Murphy said. You know, he said it in our interviews this week as well. Gritty, not pretty. He wants the offense to make every at-bat count. Don't take pitches off. It doesn't matter how it gets done. All it matters is that it gets done. And you can see even here in Kristen White's uniform, look how dirty she is. She's not leaving here with a clean uniform, whatever it takes, and making each pitch count in her at-bats.
See, I think if I were Kristen White, say, you know, Coach, you talk a lot about gritty, not pretty, but your shirt, your hoodie looks pretty clean. I'm gonna take a little of this dirt and wipe it on you. You deserve a little grit too.
That's funny.
How come we got to be gritty and you get to be pretty?
Can't you be both?
Kristen White knocked in a run, stole the base, came in to score herself. She caused some chaos in that 6-run second inning.
Yeah, finding different ways to do things. I think that's what I like about the Alabama offense. They have the power, but they also have speed. So they have the fun, the new age softball of powers and with home runs and doubles, but then they see a little bit of old school softball with the soft slaps, the bunts, the pounding the ball into the ground with the bottom of the lineup. So it's very balanced and balanced combination of offense.
White has hit in 4 games in a row, now including all 3 in the SEC tournament. Down the third base line, tough play for Davenport. White beats it and takes off for second. It'll be a single and an error to move White into scoring position.
So Kristen White just doing a good job making the slap go to the backhand. But what I like about this is after she runs through, she does not hesitate. That's just solid base running. Once she sees the ball to her right, she immediately takes off. That's heads-up base running. That's also knowing herself as a base runner, her speed, and what she's able to do with that speed. There is a difference between being fast and being a smart base runner, and Kristen White is showing that she can do both.
Young pops up the butt. Davenport is there for the out. Officially, it went in the book as a single for White and a throwing error on the third baseman Davenport, which seems a bit harsh. Obviously has to be an error moving her to second. I thought it might be on Shaw for not securing it over at first base. Either way, White in scoring position, 1 out. And Brooke Wells the batter. Wells likes to attack early. She hasn't been able to do that in either of her first 2 at-bats. Had a 2-run single her last time nonetheless. But her OPS in the first 2 pitches of an at-bat is over 2,000.
I think they might know that on the scouting report against Brooke Wells. And still somehow was able to get ahead 0-1.
'63 RBIs now this year for Wells after her 2 in the second inning. She has homered at least once in 5 straight weekends. And you should look out today because 5 of her 6 homers in that span have come in the first game of the weekend.
Brooke Wells is just having such an impressive season. The transfer from Houston has just been phenomenal this year, all year long. And what I really like about her is it seems like when a runner gets on base, it's almost like she gets hyper-focused and her at-bats get better.
Driven to left center field, not deep enough. Thomas for the catch. Don't miss a minute of the action from the NCAA Softball Regionals. We'll take you to the best live action on the 7 Innings Live show on the ESPN app. You can see every game, every big moment on the road to the Women's College World Series, only on the ESPN networks. Alabama in danger of stranding a leadoff runner in scoring position. Single and an error put White at second base, but a popped up bunt by Young and a fly out by Wells. And now the responsibility falls to the very capable Alexis Papillo. If you want to understand just how much of an offensive surge there was around the country this year, Papillo hit .403 and was second team All-SEC.
That's crazy. That's just crazy.
Down the left field line, in for a hit. White waved home, and it's 8-0 Alabama on an RBI single by Papillo.
Alexis Papillo continues to impress in the batter's box. She's so strong. And she uses that strength in every swing she takes. Taking that away pitch, driving it into left field, deep left field.
Anna Roman now. And Papillo is passionate about strength. She interns in the weight room under the strength and conditioning staff. And she said the moment she knew Alabama was going to be good was not that practice that Patrick Murphy knew it. It was the week before they went home for Thanksgiving and everybody maxed out in the weight room. Just about everyone was squatting 200 or more. And that's a pretty impressive number. Roman singles through the right side. Papillo rounds for third. Karnatsky's throw is stopped by Davenport, but it allows Roman to move up to second. But when we asked Alexis Papillo, well, then what do you squat? She said, oh, 420. That's my max.
420, and not to be outdone with her running as she just jumped over a screaming hit from Anna Roman to get to third base.
Officially goes as a single for Roman. She moves up to second on the throw. And here's Marley Giles. 7 out of 9 Tide starters have a hit now. Giles has seen a lot more pitches this year. She's striking out quite a bit more than she did last year, but she's also walking more, and she's hitting for a dramatically higher average, so the trade-off has been a good one. She's reached base in 7 games in a row, and she has 8 walks in her last 10.
Yeah, really good production from a catcher behind the plate, too. In this, I will call it the new era of softball. In like the last 5+ years, we're starting to see, we've always started to see more athletic catchers, your Aubrey Munros of the world, your Kinsey Hanses, but now we're seeing their bats show up more and more on the best teams.
To third base, awkward hop taken well by Davenport, and she beats Giles to keep the Bama damage to 1 and Strand 2 in scoring position. Last chance for Upstate to extend this game.
NCAA Softball Regionals are presented by Capital One. What's in your wallet?
8-0 Alabama going to the 5th inning. A chance for the Tide to get off their feet early in Game 1 of this Tuscaloosa Regional. A run rule is always nice, Monica, but especially when there are at least 2, maybe 3 more games for Alabama to play to get through to Supers.
Yeah, absolutely. And what I really like about this is Caitlin Palazzi doing a job out there in the circle. Yes, the offense has showed up and put major runs on the board, but allowing the number 1 and 2 pitchers to be able to both be fresh for the winner's bracket game tomorrow.
3 changes defensively for Alabama. Abby Dukeshire is in at first base for Brooke Wells. Larissa Pruitt in right for Anna Roman. Lauren Johnson in left for Andre Vandegrift. And right away, the ball finds Dukeshire for the opening out, 3-out assistant.
Yes, that is what we call the new person finder. If you're coming off the bench, you better be ready. And Dukeshire definitely was ready for that first pitch.
Here's Amy Johnson. If Alabama gets 2 more outs here in this 5th inning, the Tide will move to the winner's bracket game tomorrow, 2 o'clock Eastern, against the winner of our second game today, Belmont and Southeastern Louisiana. First pitch coming up at 2:30 Central, 3:30 Eastern, over on the ESPN app. Andre Vandegrift staying involved over there in the Alabama dugout, signaling positioning.
Yes, signaling positioning to all the outfielders. We have Kristen White in center field, pulled in just a little bit and squeezing the middle from the corners.
One of the things that we heard from Alabama players when we met with them yesterday is how much even the bench players are part of everything. Up on the top step of the dugout, doing whatever they can to keep the energy and the vibes up, to help out with positioning, communication, whatever they can do. So probably fun for some of the starters to get a chance to do their part as well, lifted here in this 5th inning.
Yeah, they said, I did ask them, you know, energy is so contagious. Who's the number 1 energy spreaders on the team?
Off of Palazzi in the circle and an infield hit for Johnson. Maybe going off speed helped Johnson there after she was late on everything, fouling pitches off to the left side. Top of the order now, Talia Thomas. There was some doubt at one point about what this season was even going to look like for Thomas. Made the decision to get surgery for an injury after last year. Decided to trust the process. Popped up in a shallow right. Long run in for Pruitt. 2 down. That's 2 outs in this inning, both by new Tide defenders. Dukeshire at first, Pruitt in right. Kardatsky takes a strike. This would be just the 2nd time Upstate has been shut out this year. It would be the 13th run rule win in a regional opener for Alabama. It's almost half the time.
Yeah, Upstate has struggled against the Power 4 conference. Just 0-5 against the Power 4.
That's a good point. And 4 of those 5 have been run rule losses. They did get within 1 run of beating Auburn early out of the year. The Spartans down to their final strike.
Well, Caitlin Palazzi has been absolutely phenomenal all game long, especially when she's gotten ahead, which she has done over 90% of the time. Coach Murphy mentioned he gave her a chance in the loss in the SEC championship against Texas, and she looked good. She handled the situation.
To second base, handled there, and Alabama with a run rule win to open a regional for the 13th time. The Crimson Tide move on to the winner's bracket game Saturday at 2 o'clock Eastern.
Yeah, the Alabama Crimson Tide had just absolutely a great offense. They started off slow in the first inning, but broke it open when Marley Giles hit a solo home run, and then it was the speed of Vandegrift, Taylor, Zaylin Hawkins, and Kristen White continuing to pass the bat, doing it with the short game and the speed, and then some power from Papillo and Brooke Wells.
6 out of the 8 Alabama runs scored with 2 outs. And the top overall seed, Crimson Tide, move on to that 1-0 game to start us tomorrow afternoon. USC Upstate will play at 4:30 Eastern in an elimination game. We'll take a break, return to Tuscaloosa, talk to one of the stars of today's game. At today's Capital One rewarding performance, Monica Abbott, it was the 6 runs in the second inning for Alabama.
Yeah, Marley Giles started off with the solo home run, and that broke up the offense using the speed of Audrey Vandegrift, beating the throw home on a Kristen White single, a Brooke Wells single up the middle, and the speed of the Bama offense just scoring continuously. But it was the double up by Alexis Papillo with 2 RBIs in the bottom of that inning that put him to 6 runs.
And there is Alexis Papillo, who had 2 hits and drove in 3. Before we talk about how you played today, and it was great, can you tell me who you've got there?
Okay, so this is Punch Moten. This is Vic Moten's son. You can follow him at Punch Moten on Instagram.
So does that make you Aunt Alexis?
Yes, I am auntie. Actually, all of us are aunties.
Very good. Well, what were you seeing up at the plate today?
Honestly, I think we were just trusting in each other, and the coaches do a really good job of preparing us and game planning all week, and so really just trusting in what the coaches are telling us and just being fully bought in.
Yeah, it seems like, Alexis, you guys have done your entire offense, but especially you, it doesn't seem like you're taking a pitch off. Every pitch matters in the at-bats that you're taking. Talk me through that mindset that your offense has as a whole.
Honestly, Murph has really instilled in us in the last week to just continue to have competitive at-bats and treat every at-bat like it's our last, and so I think that's what we did today, and Murph has done a really good job of preparing us for our at-bats mentally.
Okay, when runners are on base and you know you're coming up and, hey, it's like RBI time, what's the mindset, or what do you tell yourself walking into the box?
You know, honestly, I think it's just not making the moment too big and understanding that the person in front of me and the person behind me is going to have my back no matter what. So honestly, there's a lot of pressure relief. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, knowing that you have good supporting cast members.
Thanks a lot for your time, Alexis. We appreciate you.
Good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you. Roll Tide.
Alexis Papillo and Alabama, an 8-0 run rule win over USC Upstate to open the Tuscaloosa Regional this afternoon at Rhodes Stadium. Lots of things to smile about for the Crimson Tide. They move on to the winner's bracket tomorrow. Don't forget, in just about an hour, the Oklahoma Sooners open up the Norman Regional here on the SEC Network. Before that, we'll send you over to an episode of True South.